here, right? Any ladies in the house? Any ladies in the house this afternoon? I heard that we're outnumbered by the men today, right? So coming here, being in the office, and I remember when Coach Hubert was showing me exactly what it takes to go to RVP, and he was explaining the regional vice president contract, and I said, I'm your next regional vice president. And he says, I heard that before. We don't have any female RVPs in the hierarchy. I said, well, I'm next. I'm your next regional vice president, folks. I was just talking to Coach Charlemagne. He said after Coach Hubert promoted him and RVP Gene Fifey, it took him 10 years to promote me to RVP. I went to regional vice president within 21 months because I made a decision that I was not going to allow my children to be an excuse as to why I can't win in this business. I made a decision to go work like the men because I wanted to get paid like the men. I didn't want to sit around and say, man, I wish I could have, I should have. I said, man, let me go pay the price. And folks, this afternoon I stand here excited because last year our base shop did over almost $600,000 in premium. Base shop. Our base shop also did over 627 recruits. We had 3 months last year where we double digit. This year we decided, I was looking at RVP Jude and his base shop, and we said we're coming back, right? Yes. We're coming back to get the #1 spot. We don't like the fact that RVP Jude base shop took the #1 spot because last month they triple digit recruited. So we only triple digit recruited this year once in January, but next year, folks, we're gonna close out December, right? Before we talk about next year, we're gonna close out December strong, and then we're gonna explode it in 2024. So you might be down in your business right now. It might not be, your numbers might not be up to par. You might not be where you want to be, but I want you to know that you are in full control of that. I made a decision that if I was going to win, if my team and I were going to win, that it was going to be on me, right? So I want you to decide this afternoon to say, man, it's on me to win. It's on me to make sure, I want to make sure when my coach stands up that he calls our name. I don't want to just be a face in a crowd. So I got to go to work. So here's, Coach Charlemagne wanted us to talk about building a base shop. So there are three things that you have under your control when you're building a base shop. Number one, when you're building a base shop, you get to grow you as a person, grow you as a leader, right? Like a small thinker, you get to become a big thinker because it takes a big thinker to build a big base shop. Everybody say big base shop.
Big base shop.
Right? It builds your mental toughness. When tough times shows up, it teaches you to stand still instead of shrinking and breaking down into pieces. Because tough times are going to show up. But I learned that tough times don't last, tough people do. Do we have any tough people in the room?
Yes.
All right, so number two, there's a difference. I love this because NSD Resi shared this with me. See, there's a difference between humility and humiliation. Humility is something you give to yourself and others. I think sometimes when people are winning, they're not humble. You still, even when I'm winning, I'm still excited, I'm still fired up, I'm still gonna show respect to those that are not in their winning season, that are probably in their learning season. See, humiliation is something that they give you when you don't give yourself humility, right? So it is okay sometimes if people are not, saying they're gonna take you out, or if people are not saying that you're not working hard enough. People need to be talking about you. If people are not talking about you, I was listening to Don, how he was going after Tesha tonight yesterday, and I was like, man, that's what's up, right? So number three, Why you building a big base shop is to make you grateful when you get to the top, guys. To help you remember where you came from. Never forget where you came from, right? To help you remember God. You got to pray about it sometimes. Sometimes the uplines or the sidelines your uplines don't have the answer, so you got to take it to God. To help you remember your uplines, to help them push them up, your sidelines, your downlines, when they're not winning, when they want to win so bad. See, right now, I'm excited because we saw future RVP Celine Moise in our base shop. Her upline could not be here, and she took over the #1 spot. And I kept telling her, I said, your job is to make sure that senior regional leader Northern Trevino is #1. Because when she's not in the room, guess who's going to be #1? You. And that's exactly what happened, right? Because sometimes in our community, we find it where people have a problem pushing each other up. See, the only way you're going to find people push you up is when you push somebody else up. But a lot of us, we're looking for someone to come push us up, but we're not willing to push our coaches up. So you got to be willing to push somebody up so someone else can come behind you and say, man, and when you look at that, you're like, yeah, that's right, because I pushed my coaches up. So I'm expecting to find a win. I'm expecting to find some superstars. I'm expecting to find some leaders that are going to come push me up. See, the book of Ecclesiastes says there's a time for everything, right? That means there's a time to learn, there's a time to grow, there's a time to suffer, but there's a time to build it big. I think this is our season, this is our moment to build it big. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? See, this company, this hierarchy is looking for superstars. I think women, we make too many excuses. But I do want to give it up for RVP Janan Fertil. Her and her base shop, they've been killing it, even though we're a one-legged hierarchy, right? We only got one RVP. To have a vice president, a female vice president, I never want to look at her as my competition. Never. She's over $200,000 in income. When I recruited her in Primerica, I expected her and James Fertil to win big. See, your coach is expecting you to win big. But what do you expect from yourself? What are you expecting from yourself? So, man, there's never been a better time to go build it big, to go build it fast, right? And to be RVP Jules Base Shop and Nikki.